that's going to be about all he is. Usually the way those things work is they get the Washington Junction! Washington Junction! My daughter's in the Coast Guard. Hi, John. That's tough to get into. Yeah, she loves it though. She's in Key West. She was in the Panama Canal, so she brought me this. Panama Canal.
Washington, PA. Right straight on through there. Right through there. And the switch is going to that would have been the that would tell you the signal. Oh, that still works. That, right there. There's still a nation signal on the pole there. Drake Loop will be next. Drake Loop. Drake Loop. In the weeds. Hi, guys. Yeah. Get some drinks. I'll take it.
Safe here, Brian.
Yeah, he's just going to pull it around a little tiny bit as soon as this little old lady gets out of the way.
What'd you think of the turnout today?
Excellent, excellent. What do you think of the head signs?
Oh, the head signs are beautiful.
Hi, Rail.
Hot rail, I guess that's the term used for the streetcars are moving on the track.
Right. We also use it at the museum as well. If you hear hot rail, you kind of move yourself off the rails.
Yeah.
Something's approaching.
Get out of there, 'cause you don't want to lose a foot like you were saying yesterday.
Or your leg.
Who did the signs, Brian?
I did.
Oh, you did the signs.
I did those last night at home. Same way I do the birthday charger signs and the wedding car signs at the Trolley Museum. Same lettering stencils.
And how do you do that?
I have old stencils that are very similar to what Pittsburgh Railways used, and I just make the signs and match them up with the car.
Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about this park and ride lot? Years ago, when this was in service and, you know, there was better days, was this a full park and ride lot?
Well, before they built the South Hills Village line, everything would have come down to this spot on this segment of the line. Of course, originally this line would have gone on across a high trestle and on into Washington, PA, through Canonsburg. Part of the line is the Trolley Museum right away. When the line was abandoned south of Allegheny County, this was the terminal point. They installed the loop in 1953, and within months thereafter, the line to Washington was abandoned. So this loop spot has been here since 1953.
Okay, thank you.
You might notice that the young man in the green that's actually more interested in the rail, that's Dan Bauer. He's in charge of the track work at the Trolley Museum.
Yes.
And of course, we're very interested in the rails and possibly making use of some of these rails. So they may actually become part of the museum operation someday whenever the Port Authority is totally done with them.
So the Trolley Museum is thinking about taking this track and getting it.
Well, some of the girder rail switches and things like that might have a future home.
No, that's cool.
Now, you can't do nothing for it now, Dan. Too late. Oh, I know what you're doing. Oh, I know what you're doing. I just thought about it. Otherwise, you were going to tell them how to fix it, but I know what you're doing now. Dan, I'm well aware.
It's late, so it's late. Last week. Okay.
Beautiful picture on the back. This is the best shot.
What price are they? I'm not sure. $9, I think.
Fan trip of 1999. Last one ever. If you weren't here, I feel really sorry for you.
But they're really nice down there.
Drake Loop.
That's where I saw them. I went to the place that makes them.
The home of Drake.
Some operation. Well, maybe a lot like order to have.
Bethel Village, PA.
You know, more, yeah, not a hell of a lot.
We're going to be back.
Well,
Drop off real quick here.
Well, Lou Roberts, this is it.
This is a sad day once again, but this is the very last day.
Just think, at the end of this fan trip, we all go our own separate ways.
These cars will be done forever.
We go away from streetcars forever.
Well, in Pittsburgh, but they'll live on in New Jersey, Boston, and San Francisco. So we'll have to just travel a little bit further to take a ride, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
There was a good spot there used to be. I don't know whether you can still get over there or not. Well, we'll let these guys get in there. Well, we've been sitting there since 1930.
That's where the Drake Bridge ran, right? King's Family Restaurant.
Well, as a child, I used to come here with my mother all the time, usually on Saturdays, and I'd always eat at King's Family Restaurant. Back in those days, the 47D went to Pittsburgh via the Overbrook line, so it's very sad today to be out here, but once again, I'm glad I'm here, and I'm sure 148 other people feel the same way. Now we're going to continue our trip towards Washington Junction and Shannon, where we're going to go out to the library once again. Too bad we're not going to Pittsburgh, though.
Anyway, you and I are going to end up, somehow, we're going to end up at Brookside together, but you'll be ahead of me. So what we do is, you go ahead into single track, back into the siding, we'll be both facing inbound at the siding. And if there's time, we'll take a couple more pictures. And then you continue, you back on, I'll continue ahead of you, and you back, and you just continue.
So you just want to leave a hole there until you come back. Run this by again. So I'm just going to sit beside it.
Yeah, wait till I come back.
And then go forward back. This could be hard.
But Howard, we're going to rock the show. So Howard, whenever you're ready to go, we'll load it for everybody else in the two cars.
Take a picture of me in front of the car?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know how to work this thing?
Yeah, just come over the first.
Okay. I don't know what I want to do, but maybe right in front of this car. Here.
Come on over, I'll go on the other side, one or two.
Just hit yeah. Okay, then I'll just take an inventory, Dan.
Assessing the condition. We know what's out here.
Yeah,
but I don't know how
everything.
worn out it is. Excuse me.
It's sort of like when you get another
Maintainer mode, Scott.
This is brutal.
Never happened on a CTA. Too bad you can't put 3 in there.
Okay, Bill, get ready. The car's coming on.
So how'd you like that 5-mile-an-hour sign down there? Was that?
What did it say on
It was just like a spray-painted piece of plywood.
Oh, you didn't plan on anything for 3 years. Get 111, Scott.
Well, yeah, I'm going to get the plate.
right in here.
Have them pull down a little bit.
down to the frog.
Yeah, the signal department knows that.
We don't do any actual work.
Sort of like management.
They didn't want that grade in case a car dies up there. They have to worry about pushing them out of that hill. That's a monster. It's on the valley line. We won't have any big.
Jumping one line. Just keep it. Just run it through.
All right, the hot rails have cooled down a little bit.
What pisses me off is my main lines I use is out. I think the lines are driving me nuts. I have a 28-7.
Hot reel. Hot reel. That commercial of the Digicam. You like that thing, Sean?
I love it. Works on a floppy.
Works on a floppy disk. And you can go home and you can delete the backs of the pictures if you don't like.
I can delete them right here if I want to.
You could
Roll
delete
in the
them right
library
here.
again? This would be like an old ride. Quick ride.
And I'm going to give you a ride.
Related to the trolleys or not?
You remember?
Oh, you got it. We're going to Charleroi anytime soon.
Charleroi?
Yep.
Well, it depends. Get off at the end of the line at the library and start walking. You take the Suburban Line bus down there.
Yeah.
But you can't get there on a trolley anymore, not since 1953. We're actually at Brookside Siding right now. This is on the Drake line, formerly the Washington-Cannonsburg line. This is an old-style passing siding. And whenever this mine is renovated or whatever happens to it, we don't know. Of course, scenes like this siding won't be. But the trolley museum may actually get the switches we're sitting on, and they become part of the museum rails to use. So they may live again at the museum.
Yeah. Each one of these maps is about a dozen swords. West Penn. Oh, really? Wow. That would have been about...
This is the last day of Washington Road. There were hinges on it.
What message did they used to call that? I guess. South Park Road there.
Yeah, that's the closest.
Yeah.
Library card.
Film too, see this?
Yeah. I'm just chasing the Drake line. Hi, Scott.
She's got the hair down on.
Huh?
She's got the hair down on.
Oh, you got the hairnets, Cameron. Just fine. How are you? It's been a long, long time.
Yeah, how you doing? Sad end today.
Huh? I retired June 1st. I'm emeritus now. I graduated. Exactly. Way department equipment here. Yeah, you always walk down self-propelled line car that we have. And one thing I pictured, they were using these sling cutters. Yeah, it got used. There was some way department equipment parts. They came out and raised it last week.
Sean Veneer's driving us into history right now, aren't you, Sean?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to miss it, too.
Yeah, they're not.
Do you remember the old days when you could ride for a nickel, Sean? You probably ain't that old yet.
No, not quite. It was $1.25 when I was your age.
Still $1.25.
No, I mean for a weekend.
We rode. I was the last man here. In fact, I probably my car. I don't remember when exactly. Yeah. That actually was, you know, real loose. I mean, they never used it that much in later years.
They look like where they went to the Charter Line,
they actually get that urban line. With movement into West Library substation, they would. They left them in, but they would bag the signals between Western and Washington. That was they put up temporary cattle pens to control crowds. They had buses out here. Well, no, I
can you tell me when was the last time that a PCC rode on this right away?
Yeah, during instruction, when we were getting trained.
When was it?
Back when we were getting trained.
Oh, well, how many weeks ago?
It's been a while.
It's been a while?
Long time. We used to be the winner from sleep cutters.
It's the family program.
I had a girlfriend. You never she had a
Oh, sorry.
4,004 round. Concentrate. Right back to Washington.
So, Sean, are you still with the rails?
Oh, yeah.
So, when did you come back to the rails?
When did I?
Yeah.
Last pick about 6 months ago.
It's an honor to drive this today.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Are they ever going to expand this? Are they ever going to make this LRV in the future?
The Drake?
Yeah.
That's still in the air. They don't know for sure what they're going to do.
But if the bus is successful, then I guess they won't.
The bus was just a thought before that, and it intertwined in time. The bus wasn't intended to replace this.
No, it wasn't. That's only. That's like how the 46S replaced the Overbrook line. It's only temporary. Is that right?
Right. The bus will still stay.
Yeah.
Because it goes to malls and handles places that this one didn't do. So it's just an afterthought.
The bus is still convenient to go there through the malls and that, right?
Yeah.
I could tell the wire.
He said that cars lost their ground on the trolley track. He said that they were on fire, so they used to lose their brakes. Too fast. One time there was a car sitting in the water, waiting to make a mistake. The guy could climb down there, right into the hole. His cars lost their dynamics. Never threw the hook crash. You know they're talking about front of the car. We had it up in the yard. They cover pretty big business. I mean, pictures just expand.
You got us on?
What do you think, man? It's the last day.
The old airport building here.
So what do you think of the last day?
Nice, best it can be. I wish we could have gone at least partway up Beachview Ave. We could go and see some of the rest of that.
Mine 3 Hill, here it is, Bill. You get this on? Mine 3 Hill.
PCC or how long?
This is for the Mine 3 Hill. How long ago? Big junction in the library.
You're talking 2 years ago.
What they built up there, you know, they.
You'll never get a ride with PCC across the bridge again. We're going to go right now over the bridge.
I knew it was a steep long hill, but I never sat right up front, so I never.
Maybe that's what they're looking at, because they can use a lot of their Yeah, because they've got a real big break.
Did he hit another one in the rear?
Yeah, we were sitting down and waiting to make the leap.
Oh, yeah. Anybody get hurt?
His car got hurt. The whole front end of his muscle was hitting right above his knees. He never did come back to work.
You know, people, they're not willing to ride a bus.
Were you a round car or
to go to
I'm an instructor. I trained
They just want to do it.
Yeah. He had taken training spots but then with a heart attack. He wanted to go to be a rock car. He never did, and then he took it to retirement.